Hey Gonzo Bankers, Tony DeSacntis back with another hot take. Wanted to talk about growth strategies. I think we've all had some challenges this year with our growth. One of the areas that I think we want to touch on here is that we've noticed that the fintechs have not had trouble growing. Some of the statistics we have is that the top 4 or 5 fintechs in the country have something like 20 to 25% of the debit cards in the country from a penetration perspective. So I've asked Amanda Swanson to join us. She leads our growth strategy practice here at Cornerstone. Amanda, what are some of the things we're seeing in the growth space and what some of those fintechs maybe are doing to be successful in that space?
Good question, Tony. I would say that a lot of the fintechs today are really focusing in on the content that is being delivered to, I would say, the younger generation or the generations that they're trying to go after. They are really, I would say, leaning in to really understand what is going to speak to them and why should they actually, come and bank with them. Mm-hmm. I would say that they are being very crystal clear in regards to what is that market problem that they're trying to solve, and not talking in banking terms. They are actually being able to understand how a consumer, or I mean, say the younger generation, they're not talking like we as bankers do.
Right.
They're actually talking to them in their terms and the content that they are delivering to.
Nice. So stay away from the jargon. Start from the customer, right? We talk about this all the time in schools. Design from the customer backwards, not from your products forward. And I think that's correct. The challenge, right?
Correct. And so I will say this is that we're having a lot of conversations with clients today is, do we have the right checking account product or product to draw them in, right? So it could be checking account.
Is it even checking?
Right. Or it could be, on the credit card side, is it the lending product? And, the one critical thing I'm working with them on is really understanding, one, what's in the competition, but two, really, what is the problem that you're trying to solve? And then designing that product or redesigning that product to really meet that target market. And then the other piece is being really loud about it, right? So once you have defined what you need to do and how you're going to solve that problem, is being loud. All the operational stuff is important, in regards to the business planning piece. Sure. But it is being really critical in regards to understanding I would say the generation and the people that you're trying to attract.
Right. So we're going to identify the niche. We're going to develop the product that solves that customer's problem within that niche. And then we're going to get really loud about it. And we're going to talk to the customer where they're at. We're not going to talk to the customer in the places we've historically talked to them. Correct. We're going to find where those customers are and where they interact.
Correct. And I'll even say, I think some of our interns did a really great job in regards to our social media and really understanding how, I would say Gen X is really navigating to the various different social media platforms. But I think the critical thing is that there's a lot of fin influencers out there, right?
Right.
And so why are those fin influencers getting more traction than our banks and or credit unions? And so we need to kind of flip the switch and say, we need to be acting like those fin influencers.
Yeah, absolutely. So make sure we're going where they're at. Talk to the Gen Zs, and then Gen Alpha's right around the corner. I love giving our interns a hard time that the Gen Alphas are nipping at their heels. So we've got 2 generations there that are coming up that just live in a different world. They've never lived without cell phones. They've never lived without social media. And that's where they get all their information and news. And we can't be working legacy platforms the way Gen X and boomers have done it in the past.
Correct. 100% agree with that.
Awesome. What are you all doing to attract that next generation, or what niches are you targeting for your customers? Let us know in the comments. We want to hear from you. What's working for you and what's not? What are some of the successful strategies you have to attract that next generation and keep that growth moving?